Mr. President, I give notice on next day of sitting I will move one that this House notes that A. Wildfires continue to burn out of control across large sections of Indonesia's peatlands and forests, and some have been alight since August. B. The fires are believed to have originated from annual land clearing from palm oil and paper plantations. C. In early October, Indonesia's Forestry Ministry reported that 4.2 million acres of forests had been burnt out, and this figure will have since increased. D. The fires have created a smoke plume that stretches over parts of Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore, resulting in adverse health, social and economic consequences. E. That more than 500,000 people have reported respiratory problems as a result of the fires, and at least 19 people have died, and most from breathing in smoke, and some as a result of firefighting accidents, adversely impacting on the livelihoods of local and indigenous communities. F. The fires have spread into the nation's rainforests and national parks, destroying the already limited habitat of threatened species including orangutan, clouded leopards, sun bears, gibbons, the Sumatran rhinoceros and the Sumatran tiger. G. It is estimated that a third of the world's orangutan population is at risk from the fires, with many already killed and others suffering from respiratory illness, and rescue centres have seen an influx of a large number of orphans. H. Since September, it is estimated that the daily emissions from Indonesia's fires have exceeded the emissions from the entire United States economy, and I. Indonesia and Malaysia account for approximately 80% of global palm oil production. 2. That this House notes A. That according to the World Wildlife Fund, palm oil is produced in approximately half of all. A. According to the World Wildlife Fund, palm oil is found in approximately half of all packaged products sold in supermarkets, including biscuits, instant meals, vegetable oils and margarines, and accounts for 65% of all vegetable oil traded internationally. B. Australia's regulations currently do not require the presence of palm oil or palm oil-derived ingredients to be clearly identified on the packaging of food, household and other products, such as cosmetics. C. Palm oil and its derivatives are often referred to by ambiguous and misleading names such as vegetable oil, vegetable fat, palmitate and sodium lauryl sulphate. D. As clear palm oil labelling is not mandatory, most Australian consumers are unable to avoid products containing palm oil or purchasing only certified sustainable palm oil. E. In 2011, Dr Neil Blewett published a report titled Labelling Logic as part of a comprehensive independent review of food labelling laws and policy commissioned by the Australian and New Zealand government ministers. And recommendation 12 of the report called for the type of oil used in products to be clearly identified in brackets after the generic term vegetable oil. F. The regulatory body Food Standards Australia and New Zealand, FSANZ, has been considering the findings of the Blewett report since 2012 with the intent of providing advice to ministers on how to respond. And G. A survey conducted by the consumer advocacy body Choice found that 70% of people surveyed said it is important to them that palm oil is labelled separately on the ingredients list. 3. That this House offers its sympathy to the people of Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore who are adversely affected by the fires. B. Congratulates the government for taking a leading role in protecting consumers seeking to avoid products that violate their ethical standards. C. Recognise the government's leadership during deliberations with state and federal ministers on the Legislative and Governance Forum on Consumer Affairs to resolve labelling issues, including for free-range eggs. And D. Requests that the Minister for Better Regulation, the Honourable Victor Dominello MP, consider the body of work done by FSANZ to date on palm oil labelling and pursue mandatory clear labelling on food and other products with his state and federal colleagues at the next CAF meeting in February 2016.